2.8, Summer Fantasia, baby. Now, we're gonna have a Kazuha story quest. Very lit. Kazuha's got one of the cooler stories in Genshin. I think a lot of the characters, like, we love them, they're cool, but is their story, like, relevant to the grand scheme of Genshin, or am I really that invested? Not really, which kind of sucks. Ganyu, she's a fucking, like, adepti or whatever, but, like, she sleeps and she works hard, and she fought with Zhongli a long time ago. That's it, right? Or Hu Tao, godlike. Hu Tao's like the most, if not one of the most, like, charismatic characters in the game. We haven't had Hu Tao in a story or an event in, like, so fucking long. So it's like sometimes they have characters that I don't really care that much about, but Kazuha's just cool. And it's all about the, like, sword. Because if you guys remember, there was a story quest about, like, Kazuha's family is from a family of swordsmiths, but then they, like, lost the Krabby Patty secret formula to, like, be able to, you know, make these swords, but then they found it, and Kazuha is gonna, you know, rev up those fryers, and he's gonna get shit done, and he's gonna become a millionaire. And you better share some of that more with me, is all I'm saying. I, myself, was not super hyped for Heizou, just because he's not a girl, but I don't know, he looked pretty hype. I think his playstyle actually looks fire. He is the first kind of, like, melee gauntlet. Dang, there we go. That's the turbo nerd word. He's kind of like this gauntlet, like, fighter guy, which is sick. So he uses a catalyst. It doesn't even matter, like, right? Which I think they should make more characters like this, where, like, yeah, they have the weapon, right, by definition, but their animations could be whatever the Mahoyo wants them to be, right? So just like this guy, first male catalyst, which is cool. So let's watch his gameplay right now. Okay, one thing I'm kind of afraid of, though, watch this. Charges up this big old punchy wunchy into a baby ass hilichurl. It didn't even knock him over. Yeah, right here, watch. Boom! And the hilichurl's just like, what's up? Like, I don't know. I wish that thing, like, shot people across the, like, map. But look, he only ever charges it to 2, right? He never charges it to 4, which is what it looks like it could charge to. So, like, maybe they get knocked over at 4.
Kicking something called a Fudo.
Yeah, so watch this. This, it just does damage, that's it. So the hilichurl's gonna fall to the ground, right?
Style vacuum slug.
Oh god, that does not look like a comfortable fall. But then they mentioned if it mixes with an element
or electro,
yeah, right
it causes a delayed
so it hits them, and then boom, there's a second hit. Oh, which that looks like his stacks, doesn't it? Like those little triangles, those look like his dissension stacks that they mentioned. So maybe that gives him, like, full stacks. He looks like a DPS. He's out there to punch and kick and mess stuff up, which does raise some questions because Animo is a pretty weird main DPS like element. If you guys don't know this, I've got a whole guide on this, my element guide. It's a really, really good guide that I worked really hard on, so you guys should check it out on YouTube. Swirl cannot crit, which means how do you build, like, offensive stats for your Animo character? Well, like, the skill itself can crit, so crit and crit damage and attack or whatever it scales with will work on that. But then, like, the swirl itself doesn't crit, so, like, how do you make swirl do more damage? Elemental mastery. Why would I build elemental mastery on, like, this character? I don't know. So it's weird. That's how they've kind of pigeonholed their characters, like the Animo characters, into not really being main damage dealers. But we'll see. Maybe he scales weirdly. Speaking of hype, all 3 of these characters have not had reruns in an extremely long time. And while I'm not exactly a whale, and I'm not free to play, I spend very minimally and strategically. I don't have 3 characters in the game: Ayato, Klee, and Yoimiya. So I am going to hopefully grab a Heizou while I get Klee and Yoimiya, and I will be that much closer to having every character in the whole game. Klee is a good character. A lot of people kind of, like, talk trash about her in the way that she's kind of clunky. A lot of catalysts in the game do feel clunky, unfortunately. So Klee does kind of suffer from this slightly weird, clunky feeling, but she does a ton of damage, and she does a ton of, like, AoE damage. The thing is like a lot of the catalysts that people like, you know, want to make into these cool DPS characters, their attacks don't have that much AoE, such as like Mona or Ningguang. But with Klee's skills, like her boom boom bakudan, you know, the bouncing dudes, what are they called? Humpty Dumpties? Anyway, those do a big explosion. They drop the other little bombs that explode. Her burst follows her around and then like shoots and does explosions. So she has a lot of AoE pyro damage, and you can like learn to attack cancel and all this kind of stuff and get Klee to actually feel pretty cool. And you know, you're kind of like challenging yourself to get like maximum DPS and stuff. So I am up for the challenge and I am ready and hyped to use Klee because I mean, let's keep it a buck. She's adorable. She's like one of the cutest characters of all time. But speaking of cute, Yoimiya. I would say Yoimiya and Klee both are a little bit overshadowed in terms of the pyro DPS when you compare them to a character like Hu Tao. Hu Tao just does a ton of single target damage. So that's where her and Yoimiya kind of conflict. But Yoimiya has, when she first came out, everybody talked crap about Yoimiya, saying she sucks, whatever. I think pretty much like every time the Genshin community says a character sucks, a little bit of time goes on and people kind of realize, you know what, this character is actually pretty good. And Yoimiya is pretty darn good. You throw her in with like Xingqiu, Yelan, and you're just like single target, like boom, 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 just machine gunning down these guys with vapes and stuff like that. She does a ton of damage. And I mean, she's adorable, all right? She's just wholesome. She wants to help out the kids. She plays with fireworks. She's just a homie in the village. Like, she's one of my favorite characters in the whole game. I'm sad that I skipped her because I was saving for my only C6 5-star that I have, and probably the only one I'll ever have, Kokomi. I'm so hyped for these characters. I'm so hyped. I skipped Kazuha. Why did I skip Kazuha? Everybody knows about Kazuha. Come on. This is the best character practically in the game. I'd say it's between Kazuha and Bennett, who is the best character in the game. He does a ton of damage with little investment. He sucks up enemies with his skill, so he has a form of crowd control and like stunning them for a small portion of time. And he pretty much like amplifies the elements that he swirls with his skill and burst. He like shares some elemental mastery. Portion of his elemental mastery makes damage percent go up by the element. So he's like a high damage dealing support character that just works on pretty much every single comp in the entire game. He's super fun to run around the world with too. You know, his skill, you know, helps you get up higher and glide and all that kind of stuff. He's insane. I genuinely feel like he's one of those characters that every person in the game probably wants their hands on. I am willing to bet that this Kazuha banner is going to be the highest selling Genshin banner of all time. Because when Kazuha first came out, people knew he was like pretty good, but nobody really crunched the numbers. Nobody really did the math. Nobody really figured out, holy crap, this is the best character in the game until like a couple weeks after Kazuha came out. It's time to get Kazuha, and it's time for all of our accounts to go to the next level. They're about to make millions, and then they're going to spend those millions on Zenless Zone Zero and Honkai Star Rail, not Genshin Impact. Let's go! We've got this like new event too, but it looks pretty cool. It's like puzzle solving and boosting up your skills and whatnot. Nothing too crazy. One of those kind of time filler events. This is a co-op event. So it's like you get like little bonuses depending on what you choose. And then you can only do it in co-op, which is cool. So obviously if you have no friends, guys, don't worry about it. I think they'll have some auto find feature. But this will be fun to, you know, play on stream. So lads here in the stream, let's do some co-op events. Never checked out the stream yet? Come by, homies. Come by, homies. The Fischl skin looks fire. I've always been a big Fischl fan. Man, I think it looks so cool. Her eye colors change. The color scheme's really cool. They're like dark purple, black, and blue. She looks adorable. I really, really like this skin, and it's going to be free just for playing in the event. So very cool. Very epic. Let's go. Let's go. But lads, keep in mind, this is a like 4-star skin. It's kind of dumb that they do that, but it pretty much means it doesn't change the animations of the character at all. This is what I always theory crafted because we've never had a 5-star skin until now. Diluc, the first ever 5-star skin. And they do actually show a little bit of the animations of this. They actually have a whole like preview video. Let's go watch that instead. This is the skin preview. Oppa Tevat style. Sheesh, the drip, the chains, daddy.
This outfit reminds me of different times.
Oh, he's got the scroll.
Time to ruffle a few feathers.
Boom. Wolf's Gravestone? What's that? Surely that will be on a banner soon. Oh, the transition.
Bow before the true majesty of the princessen.
Let's go. Don't show the same animation again. Show us something new. It looks so cute. I'm down. The wings. She's got the little demon bat wings. Let's go. You know, I'm looking out for my Genshin homies. I'm scared of how expensive that skin's gonna be. Cause the Jean skin, which isn't even different. I think the Ningguang skin is the same price. Or the Kaching one, sorry. It's like US dollars, like $27 or something. It's like, that's a lot, bro. Like, I don't know, man. You're kind of asking for a lot here. So if this Diluc skin is like $35 or something, like, I don't know. That's a lot. I'm going to be a little bit upset with that, but I mean, hey, beggars can't be choosers. We got skins, right? And then, yeah, this is like a new event. It's just like kill enemies really fast and yada, yada. So that's whatever. They've got this puzzle gear event. I don't know. These are kind of fun to do on stream because chat likes to think that they're geniuses and they can solve it in a millisecond and they just make fun of me. So those are kind of fun. They're nice little time killers. Hold on. We got to look at this adorable Yoimiya art. Look at her with the goldfish dongo. It's time for one of, if not the hypest part of the entire presentation. We got a Sumeru teaser.
This place is hopping with activity. The sunshine makes the sandy beaches here glow like the embers of a pyro slime. And next to the cool, sparkly water, what a view! If only the desert sand and the jungle ring could get along like this, that would be perfect. Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Huh? You say you're a traveler? Well then, maybe I could offer you a bit of knowledge, and in return, you can tell me your story. How about it?
The music, the little drums. Yo, it looks so cool. Is that the crux? I don't think so. Dude, it looks so cool, man. The greenhouse? Whoa. There's so much to absorb. There's so much to freeze frame in these things, dude. And there is the statue of the Seven with the Dendro Archon on it. And there's more.
You'll have to wait until we meet in person, though. But I'm sure destiny will bring our paths together soon.
Who was that talking? I think it is the Dendro Archon. There's been like a lot of like rumors and lore kind of like breakdowns and stuff that the Dendro Archon is like very young looking, at least. Small. I think it's going to be like a small, tiny, cute girl like Klee. I believe that's the Dendro Archon, especially how they talk to you at the beginning where they're like, they kind of talk like they have all this wisdom and experience, and they're like, I'll let you know all these cool things if you tell me about your adventure. That kind of seems like these people that have been around a long time, they like, there's kind of that stereotype that the like wise, long-living people kind of like to hear people's like adventures and stories or whatever. So pretty sure that was the Dendro Archon, because it makes sense that it's been kind of rumored and talked about in the lore that she is a like, looks to be like a little girl. So I'm down. I hope she looks hype. But Sumeru looked straight fire. The music was straight fire. I think, you know, Genshin has a lot of downtime, unfortunately. There's times where it's kind of, you know, boring and it feels kind of dead when there's not a lot of events or content or story or stuff like that. But when a brand new region comes out, I think is like the most magical time to play Genshin. I remember when Inazuma came out, I would like play every night back when I was creating content for Pokemon. I would play every night, like just by myself, headphones on, just like immersed in all the music and like looking around and like talking to every character. It's like so cool. Mihoyo does a fantastic job of like making the regions really pretty and cool. So I cannot personally wait for Sumeru. So that's gonna do it for my patch 2.8 special program analysis. I really like to break down and let you guys kind of know how I feel about the characters, the events, and all that good stuff. I'm still streaming all the time over on Twitch. So lads, if you guys want to come by the stream, it would mean the absolute world to me. Come drop that Twitch Prime. It's absolutely free. Big shout out to the patrons who have been supporting your boy for so long. Poison Tongue Boy, Steven Gomez VGC, Zick, and Panda, and everyone else on Patreon. I appreciate you guys very, very much. And with that, guys, I will see you guys next time. Peace.